Hello, today I'm here to talk about money literacy, emotional intelligence, and all the mistakes we make in between trying to live paycheck to paycheck. Now, I have been hearing that phrase since I was a little girl because indeed, my mother lived paycheck to paycheck and she had 3 children doing it with her. So paycheck, here's how it worked. She made $300 a month at a bank and she brought home $260 approximately. Our rent was $135 a month, so you subtract $135 from $260, and for the rest of the month you had $125 to raise your family. Now, how did she get into that predicament? You say, well, what's her problem? Well, my mother was married to a man who didn't want to work, and he left our home and ran away and went to another country and pretty much dumped us. And she had to go to work as a bank teller, and this was back in 1959. And this desperation and this poverty was really thrust upon her. She actually believed that the two of them were going to make money together and raise a family. And when that didn't work, we were definitely latchkid keys and she was living paycheck to paycheck. Well, now, if you fast forward to now, people are still living paycheck to paycheck. But the difference is that when we were living paycheck to paycheck, my mother did not go out to eat. My mother did not buy new clothes. My mother did not drink. My mother did not party. We did not get things. We did not go on vacation. We had a car that we called affectionately the Vomit. It was an old Comet that barely ran, and at 45 miles per hour, it shook and shook and shook. So we didn't even go on the freeway in that car because it wasn't safe. She did not do anything. We did not do anything. We did not go anywhere. We went to the day old bread store. We went and got things after they were a week old. We didn't buy clothes. There are a few pictures of us with nice dresses on, but mom sacrificed everything to make sure we could have those things. Living paycheck to paycheck right now in the vernacular of paycheck to paycheck is not the same thing. Right now, what I'm seeing from people who are answering me or yelling at me or calling me names, they're actually saying things like, well, I want to go out with my friends. I want to go have fun. I want to take a weekend trip to Vegas. I want to spend money and I don't have enough money to do that. So I don't have money to do what I think I deserve to do. So I'm living paycheck to paycheck and I can barely pay my rent, but I want to have fun. Now, I'm going to divide you guys into 2 sections. If you are in my mom's category where you are living paycheck to paycheck and paying every bill and not going anywhere and not doing anything and not drinking and not smoking because packs of cigarettes are $10 a pack and not doing those kind of things and actually staying home and paying your bills, your electrical bills and your gas bill and your water bill, that's living paycheck to paycheck. If you're saying that your paycheck doesn't stretch to be able to let you go to Vegas for a weekend or buy new clothes or get that purse you want or go out drinking with your friends or going away for the weekend, if that's what you mean by living paycheck to paycheck, shame on you. And I know that's not going to be a popular opinion because I believe people deserve nice things in their life. I believe that all 8 billion people on this planet should have enough food to eat, should have things they can do that are fun, that can pay their bills comfortably, go on a vacation with their family, have safety in their lives, all live in nice neighborhoods, be able to walk at night, sit out on your porch, drive a decent car that doesn't break down, get new tires when you need them without having to sacrifice food. I believe every one of the 8 billion people on the planet deserve that. But growing up as a poor child, I happen to know that that just isn't the way the world works. So when you're watching this video and you're saying, calling me names or yelling at the screen, and you're saying, but I deserve these things and I want these things and I can't have them, and my sister married a wealthy guy and they have everything and I don't have anything, or my husband left me so I don't have anything and he puts me on a really small budget, I can't have my nails done, or I don't get to go get my massages, or I can't have this, or I can't have that. You are a whiny, emotionally unintelligent person. Look at your situation and adjust. Now, am I saying that's easy? No, because I use the word emotionally intelligent. To be emotionally intelligent means you understand your situation and you learn to live inside of it in a healthy and happy manner. When you're not emotionally intelligent, when you can't discern what you need versus what you want, and you can't discern that someone else may have more than you, and that you can't figure out that the Kardashians, are an anomaly and they aren't really real, then something's wrong and your life will never be happy. I want to give you an example that just happened recently, and I know it might date this video, but I have to bring it up because I have read more than 2,000 responses to JT getting caught driving drunk. That man is handsome, wealthy, married to a beautiful woman, has 2 beautiful children, and can afford a driver, certainly can afford to take a taxi cab or an Uber, and certainly knows and is surrounded by people who could have yanked him out of the party before he got sloppy drunk and said to him, "Hey, JT, don't drive." But what did Justin Timberlake do? Got in the car, got behind a wheel of a very expensive car, and drove the car erratically. He got stopped. He got caught. Believe me, I am glad he got caught, because the next time he did that, he could have killed one of your family or one of my family by being irresponsible, and totally 100% wrong. He didn't make a mistake. That is when a 17-year-old takes a drink at a party and maybe smokes some pot, gets in the car, gets caught, hopefully doesn't hurt anything, and he never does it again. That's called a mistake. When you're 43 years old, wealthy, and can have a driver take you anywhere you want to go, and you get sloppy drunk and you don't do it, that is wrong. 100% wrong. I like Justin Timberlake. I've enjoyed him. I think he's talented. Hey, cool. But doing that was 100% wrong, and he did nobody in the world a favor who looks upon him as a, role model. He didn't do anybody a favor by doing that. That was just incorrect and wrong and stupid, and he's going to have to pay the price, I hope. I hope he doesn't encounter privilege where someone gives him a slap on the wrist, he goes into rehab, sits there 30 days, but still gets to do his concert tour, and then he goes, whatever. He's got 2 little boys. What kind of an example is it them? What if he had killed somebody? And you'll go, Robin, but he didn't. He could have, and he could have killed himself. There are single driver accidents where someone's drunk, hits a tree, goes off, hits a guardrail, goes off the side of a cliff. No excuses. So he obviously isn't emotionally intelligent. And let me tell you something, taking drugs and drinking and those kind of things alters the way your brain works. So can you say it was a mistake because he was in a drunken stupor and didn't remember that he shouldn't be driving? I can tell you that his brain was altered. Definitely brain was altered to make a bad decision. So he's not a guy who needs to live paycheck to paycheck. He's not a guy that doesn't have people around that could help him not make that bad decision. He's got people that can help him get home safely. You and I, when I was poor, when you live paycheck to paycheck legitimately, you don't have those options. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you're getting drunk every week and taking Ubers home and spending money on alcohol or buying a pot, $20, $30, whatever they cost, I don't even know because I've never bought it. I don't know what a pot cigarette it costs out on the streets, but I can tell you the mistakes are huge. My brother, my sister and I had an older brother who has gone from lung cancer. He smoked 4 packs a day and he was on welfare, basically on disability. And he spent that money on 4 packs of cigarettes a day. And you would say, how does someone have time to smoke 4 packs a day? How does someone have the money to spend $40 a day on cigarettes? That's $280 a week. But he did. That's what he chose to spend his money on. And then he would call us and say, I can't pay my rent. But have you stopped smoking? No, I want to smoke. I love smoking. Have you stopped gambling at the casinos? No, that's where my friends are. We all gamble. Have you stopped drinking gin and tonics? Why would I do that? I love my gin and tonic. You want to argue with someone like that, living from disability check to disability check or unemployment or whatever he was living on, his Social Security? Can you argue with someone that says those things back to you? No, you can't. You can't make headway with people like that. But when you're telling me you're living paycheck to paycheck, here is where I can support you. I am so sorry. I'm hoping that when you're saying you're living to paycheck, you're at least able to honorably pay your bills. If you're someone who's honorably paying your bills, buying groceries, being careful with the way you spend your money, making your car payment, limiting your use of gas to only go to work and maybe pick up your kids. If you're doing all those things and you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're the person I want to help. You're the person I want to get to the next level, because I found a way to do that and I'd like to help you. But if you're doing all those things that make it so you can't pay your bills because you're smoking, drinking, gambling, going out and partying and buying expensive purses or getting your nails done and getting pedicures and all those kind of things, I can only help you when you determine to stop doing that kind of stuff. You'll say to me, well, what do you do? Well, I do get a pedicure every 2 months. Do they look as great and scraggly after the first 4 weeks? No, not really. I had to stop coloring my hair because coloring my hair got very expensive. I actually do my own trims. I do my eyebrows. I don't have fake eyelashes. I have real ones. I have never done any Botox or any of those things. I would love not to have wrinkles. You can see by my camera work, I don't have many wrinkles, but guess what? I never drank, did drugs, abused the sun, smoked. And so my face looks like, oh, she's had work done. I can tell you, I've never had work done. I've never had my eyes lifted. My eyelashes are from my dad who abandoned us. In conception, I ended up with his eyebrows, his eyelashes, and also his very, very skinny legs. So there's a way to do this. You can do it honorably like our mother did. She bought nothing, went nowhere, paid her bills, went to work, never missed work. Back then, she couldn't even leave work if we were in a play or we were winning an award at school. She couldn't even get out of work because it wasn't allowed. Now, people are really not saying they're not working hard, but they're not. They're taking advantage of all the things that are being given to them without understanding and how hard it was before and how lucky they are to have that now. So here's how you live better paycheck to paycheck. You sit down like a grown-up, put on your grown-up pants, and you say, what can I eliminate from this that is a want rather than a need? I've done so many videos on this and I'm really so sorry that I'm doing it again, but it needs reiterating. You sit down with your budget and you sit down with your checking account or your credit card statements or your bank debit card, and you go on your bank and you say, what did I spend last month on things I didn't need but on things I wanted? If you find that the things you wanted cost you more than $100 a month, that's why you're living paycheck to paycheck. For those of you who don't do that and did what my mother did and do not spend on anything that isn't a necessity, you have my heart and I will help you. But if you're one of those people who are getting all those other things done and then coming up short on your bills and going, what happened? I'm living paycheck to paycheck. You're not the person I can help until you sit down and eliminate the things you want from the things you need and are necessities. As we know, when you're married and you have children, your children come first. Their needs come first. You don't get to tell them they can't have a need because you spent money on a want. And you'll say, but I'm an adult and I work hard and I want to do those things. You know what? Join the 7.9 billion people who have to go through that every day. There's only a certain amount of people that have enough money to pay everything they need and then have everything they want. That's not the way the world works. And the sooner you know that, the better. If you want to climb out of the category that lives paycheck to paycheck, you have to first find out what you're spending. For those people who are paying their bills only and aren't buying clothes and aren't going places and aren't running to Disneyland and you aren't spending money on alcohol and cigarettes, here's what I say to you. How can I help? There's a bunch of videos for free that I do. There's budgeting videos and things like that. I ask you to join me to like and subscribe. Let my producer know the subject you're struggling with, and we will help you. For that group of people who live paycheck to paycheck but won't exclude the things they wanted versus what they needed to do, come to me after you've figured out how much money you're wasting on the things you want. Once you do that, you'll find out that you're not living paycheck to paycheck and you can put money away, or you can maybe put money in your 401k at work, or maybe your child can be on the soccer team because you'll have money to pay for a uniform. I'm telling you, once you eliminate the things that you want from your budget that are peripheral things, you will find you're not living paycheck to paycheck in that tight place that people who really have to live paycheck to paycheck live in. So get your head out of your bum and stop saying to me, oh, I live paycheck to paycheck, when you're actually getting pedicures and manicures and you have your eyelashes done and you are going to the races and gambling, or you're spending money on things that you don't need. That's when you can join the group people that lived like I did as a child and in my early adulthood from paycheck to paycheck. Those are the people that deserve our support. I'm not saying you don't deserve support as you move through from the want to the need. But if you're telling me you live paycheck to paycheck and you're just spending money wildly, then you're not getting my sympathy. You're getting my empathy because there are billions of you out there, but you're not getting my sympathy because my heart lies with the people that legitimately are working living paycheck to paycheck by working their asses off on 3 jobs. You can't live like rich people if you're not rich. You have to legitimately have a net worth that supports a rich lifestyle. You can get implants in your cheeks when you have money. You can afford to get a Ferrari when you have money. You can afford to get a driver when you have money. But when you're living paycheck to paycheck, those things are off the table, and you have to get an emotional intelligence and a feeling of strength. Use your brain power. It's called money literacy. It's called sit down and figure it out. And no one wants to do that work anymore. Everybody's on this website. You've got your credit cards all over websites. You're buying stuff impulsively. You're getting something that comes up on your phone. You say, oh, I want that. You buy it. You know that's on purpose. The phone knows what you want. It sends you the streaming you want. It sends you the ads you want. They send you what they know you'll buy. They do that on purpose. So you've got a credit card on a website. Your phone goes, how did they know that I wanted that? And then you go, ooh, shop now. Push the button, get that. And then it's on your credit card. You go, oh, I'll pay it next month. But your credit card is adding interest and it's getting higher and higher, and your minimum payment is not paying down any principal. You guys, there's so much you need to learn. So follow me, like and subscribe. Go back, see all of my videos that talk about this issue and see what you can come up with. Until then, I'm Robin Da Vinci and I'm the money lady. So you can listen to me or not, but I know what I'm talking about. Thank you.